Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl was officially announced. He's gonna be the headliner for the halftime show, and why the reason I think this is interesting is because he has excluded US tour dates from his upcoming world tour. He's framed it as more of a safety measure, right? I think the quote that was being used was he said ICE could be outside my concert, and I think the other interesting thing is he's focused his residence on his residency in Puerto Rico, and it gave US fans a destination to go to, right? So
Mhm.
that has been like, that tourism has been great for Puerto Rico. And at the same time, this is like his chance to do the one massive concert in the US that over 100 million people are going to tune into. I think it's really interesting and a really smart strategic choice because this is very much like he is choosing his co-marketers, right, or his distribution wisely, right?
Mhm.
And I think we're going to see a lot of, I'm sure a lot of upset people because these things are always divisive, but a lot of people really in support of this because people will see that, you know, the cultural representation, right? He'll probably be performing in Spanish, or at
Mhm.
least for most of it, right? If not all of it. Um,
Probably most of
and
it. I mean, all his
right?
concerts are in
Like, at
Spanish,
least yeah,
so
like, at least that's why I said at least most of the performance will
yeah.
be in
Yeah,
Spanish,
and then all
you
the
know?
interviews he does are all in Spanish.
Yeah,
Obviously he has like a translator there,
yeah,
and that's what gets translated into like the magazines or, the interviews and stuff, but he does
yeah,
do it in Spanish and he's spoken out about that he's
yeah,
chosen to do it that way.
yeah, and I just think, like, by not boycotting, 'cause that sounds so strong, but by not doing a US tour for safety reasons, but doing this appearance, right? That is a very strategic choice to be like, "I do want a presence here. This is how I'm gonna do it." That reaches a lot of people where they are,
Mhm.
and where everyone can enjoy it from the comfort of their own homes.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a smart play for him. One of the big reasons is to show that, yeah, I do have a presence here, like I have enough of a fan base. And obviously, I mean, it was just announced, I think, yesterday that he's the first artist to cross 7 billion streams on Spotify.
Hmm,
So like this is coming out at the same time that he's announcing this because I've heard, I've seen a lot of people like, why is Bad Bunny, being the one that's chosen to perform? And it's like, just because you don't know who he is doesn't mean that his fans don't know who he is. And so like those numbers show that the audience is there for him. They know who he is. They love his music. It's on the radio. It's out there, right? It's very popular right now. So it's not like it's surprising, that
yeah,
it's him. It makes a lot of sense. And then last year, I would say even that like Kendrick Lamar is smaller than, Bad Bunny. Like
yeah,
more people
probably.
know who, Bad Bunny is internationally anyway.
Yeah,
So it still makes sense that it's like he's a huge artist right now. He's got the album, he's got the residency. It all just kind of like lines up. But just having heard Taylor Swift and Adele were both mentioned having that idea. So when this was announced, I was like, oh, interesting. I do
yeah,
wonder if, Taylor Swift and Adele were actually being approached or if it was always just like Bad Bunny because that also makes sense for me.
yeah. It makes total sense. I think it'll be great. I'm
Hmm.
excited. I'm not a big, like, music fan or, like,